So what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? Now, we're in 2013 now. Now, with this, we're getting a whole bunch of new albums from artists that haven't put out an album, let's say in 2011. We're getting a bunch of artists. Now, last year, when I did my 2012 one, I thought we were going to have a lot of great albums. But, now that I'm looking through the list and I picked my list of rappers I really want to, check out or even get to do a review for this year, I say that 2013 is looking like a great year for music, a great year for, you getting your favorite rapper's album to come out this year. So I'm going to sit back, relax, drop a couple of names of albums that I'm looking forward to. So tell me some albums you're looking forward to, all down in the comment section. So with that being said, I'm just gonna grab my little iPod here, start jotting down some names of some of the albums that I personally can't wait for, and some of the ones that I have in my head, but I can't, I don't know the titles, or the titles haven't been given, and all that stuff. And also, I put the whole link of the albums, every album I list. I'll make sure I put the whole names and everything all down below in the description. So if you want to look into something, check down below. So with that being said, let's hop into it. Now I want to start off with Joe Budden. Now Joe Budden's album, it got pushed back January, all that stuff. He had a single out. His album's coming out on February 5th. I can't wait for this, for a new Joe Budden album. We got a mixtape, I gotta say, around in November, which I personally liked. I did a review for it, my personal thoughts on it and everything. So I'm interested to see what Joe Budden's gonna do with this. Is he gonna take the commercial side, like the way he's kind of been hinting towards in the interviews that he had with Slaughterhouse, saying, the other three may not do it, but he'll definitely go out and take the commercial side on his album. So is he gonna do it? The features may hint to it. But so far, I kind of feel the single. The single's okay. I have no real big issue. If I hear it on the radio, I won't go say, oh, I don't like it, turn it off, and switch to another channel. So, for right now, I gotta say Joe Budden's in the clear for me. But, once the album hops in stores and I go and cop it, and it's not what I expect from, being a Joe Budden fan for, I gotta say, for the past couple years now, I gotta say, I'm not gonna be feeling it, may not be happy or excited for what he may have coming next. So we gotta see what happens. Now, my next album that I'm looking forward to is 50 Cent Street King Immortal. Now 50 surprising me with this album. Now I gotta say, the songs like Major Distribution with him and Snoop Dogg and Young Jeezy, the stuff he's putting out that are supposedly gonna be on this album are surprising me. I'm hoping I'm gonna hear a lot more better tracks than what we had on past albums, such as the Curtis album. I didn't feel as much. Before I Self-Destruct, it was okay, but it felt forced, he was forcing this out of him, that I wasn't really feeling since day one of me being a 50 fan, some of his, past albums and past works that he has put out. So I'm hoping this album, so far, I'm not disappointed. Some of the stuff, First Date, I don't really feel too short on First Date. The hook is okay. I really don't care for it. The only thing I really cared for on First Date, if that's gonna be on the album, would be 50's verse, which it's okay. It's not anything to really cry about or go crazy about. It's an okay song. But Major Distribution really is what is really making me interested and wanting me to go buy this album when it comes out on the release date or the release week, and just hoping that I get some good 50 music that I've been waiting for over these past few years. That I have been getting music from 50, but it hasn't been what he has giving me. I want to say in the past, how people go far as and say Give It Your That Trying or The Massacre, but what he hasn't been giving a year from back then, let's say, what he was doing back then a year ago was pretty much better than what he has now. You have no topics to touch on, it's kind of out there and iffy. So I'm hoping this album changes that. He has, he had more time to work on this. I'm hoping for a lot better stuff, all the other stuff. But on to my next album that I'm looking forward to is J. Cole. Now J. Cole, he's been dropping a lot of tracks last year, a lot of surprising tracks. He has a hot single, I think it's called Miss America. I can't really remember the exact song, but J. Cole's been killing it. Now I'm hoping this album won't be as too, I kind of felt his album was good, but I also kind of felt like it was his outbreaking album, it was an album to put his foot in the gate, obviously. But I kind of feel like this one will be a real better album, maybe, just in my opinion of what I can see from J. Cole. I feel like this album will really be what his real album should be. But maybe it's just me, maybe I'm overthinking it or over processing it or whatever you want to call it. But I'm thinking this J. Cole album would be better than his last one, by a lot, and I liked his last one. Now there's one rapper I gotta give it up for, Big Sean. Now I didn't care for his last album, Fame, that came out 2 years ago. I really didn't care for it, but now after he's been working with Kanye, he's been working with a lot of great people, Pusha T, Common, the whole good music crew. I really like this guy. So, I'm definitely gonna be checking out his new album. It's called, what is it? It's called Hall of Fame. So I'm definitely gonna be checking out this. I'm hoping it's gonna be dope. Just going off the stuff that he has done in the past, I'm hoping this is gonna be a great album for him. His single Guap, it may be a little bit iffy on the hook, but as for that, it's an okay song, all that other stuff. So I'm hoping it's gonna be a pretty good album for Big Sean that I'll feel interested to, sit back, listen to it from years after that. May not be a classic, but it still will be a good album. Now another album I'm looking forward to is by Fabolous. Now Fabolous, he's been dropping mixtapes over the past, I gotta say, year, 2 years. He hasn't really been dropping an album recently, or in the recent years, you could say, whatever, but he's finally dropping Loso's Way. I can't wait for this. Fab's been dropping a lot of dope material. He recently dropped the Soul Tape 2. Before that, he dropped Killing the Competition or something around that name. So Fab's been dropping a lot of great material yearly, pretty much. Even though you're not getting those albums out there, you're getting free material. So I gotta give it to Fab. I can't wait for this album to see what he has, what kind of singles he has, because him having that Killing It single on his last album really brought people are talking about it on Facebook, posting it on Facebook. People are really messing with it. So I gotta hope Fab's gonna come with something better, more powerful, that people will really feel a lot more than what he had on his past album. So we gotta sit back, wait, see what happens. I'm hoping it's gonna be something great though. Now my last album that I am anticipating has to go to Pusha T. Now Pusha T, he's been dropping crazy song after crazy song, whether he features on it or whether he, it was his song to begin with, he had someone else feature on it. He's been dropping dope songs in my opinion. So his album that's coming out is called My Name Is My Name, which at first kind of reminded me of Eminem with My Name Is. So I don't know what's up with the name of the album. So we'll gotta see what the album cover is and all that stuff, the meaning of the album, all the other stuff. So I can't wait to see what Pusha T has with that. Now I'm gonna hop into this. This is completely separate. This is pretty much albums that don't have a title, that are pretty much out there in the works. Not sure if they're gonna come out in 2013 or not. This is just stuff that I'm hoping if they do come out, I'll be checking these out for sure. So I'm gonna hop down a list of people that I'm looking forward to. I have Ab-Soul and JMSN. They're working on EP. Ab-Soul already said he said it's coming out soon. So I can't wait for that. Ab-Soul always makes some dope material. Eminem is supposedly gonna drop an album. There's no title on it. There's no single out yet. There's none of that, track list or whatever, what's gonna be on it. There's no official announcement out there of what Eminem's gonna have. So I'm hoping for an Eminem album anyways. So I'm hoping for that. And now Kanye West. Now I know No ID said he's working with Kanye on his album. I think Pusha T may have said something about Kanye in his album, and Common also, but I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me. So I'm hoping Kanye comes with something dope, something better than Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, even though that was, in my opinion, groundbreaking, something new that rappers have not touched on, like Kanye had touched on, especially with his long music video of Runaway. I gotta give the guy credit. If you don't like it, you gotta appreciate his grind, his hustle from where he was back in like the early 2000s to now where he is now, and it's crazy. So I gotta say, Kanye, I can't wait for that album to see what he has, if it's groundbreaking, if it won't break, what's gonna happen with it. It's gonna be crazy, not crazy, all that stuff. So my next one is Good Music, Cruel Summer. Now this album was supposedly gonna come out in the summer, to counteract with the Cruel Summer, how it came out in the winter. So we gotta see what happens. I'm thinking this will be dope. I have no doubt in it. I did like Cruel Summer, so I'm hoping this will be also something better, more interesting. Maybe stuff you can bump in the summer. I don't know. I'm hoping it's gonna be something dope and something that maybe can even top the last album, Cruel Summer. Cruel Winter, this album that they're possibly coming out with this year. Don't get it confused. But my next album, Tyler the Creator, Wolf. Now Wolf was supposed to come out last year and it didn't come out. I don't know what happened. Maybe I missed it, but for all I know, it didn't come out at all. I don't know what Tyler the Creator's doing. After the Odd Future tape dropped, I feel like Odd Future completely went off the map. You saw Mellow Hype, and that was pretty much it. He dropped his mixtape, or his album. I forgot what Mellow Hype dropped. I think it was an album, and that was pretty much it. I didn't really get much from any other artists. Damo dropped his mixtape with the Alchemist, but other than that, Odd Future's presence after the OF tape, it really diminished and it wasn't really there anymore. So I gotta say, what is going on with Odd Future? And last but not least, I gotta give it to SchoolBoy Q as being, a guy that's been doing his thing. He said he was gonna drop a mixtape. I gotta say, later in 2012, it didn't come out. I guess he's been busy touring and doing his thing. So if he's gonna drop a mixtape, sometime this early first and second quarter of the year, and then drop his album later in the year, would be smart or cool, whatever he plans on doing. But that's an album that I can't miss, or whatever I'm looking forward to. It doesn't have a title, it doesn't have anything. So with that being said, that's my highly anticipated list of rap albums of 2013 that I can't wait to listen to. If you want to see the whole list and you don't want to replay the video or whatever, I'll put the whole list down below in the description for you to go check out the artists. The albums that aren't listed, I split them up in there. Some of them may have titles, but they're not official titles, so I didn't want to drop the titles in there if they weren't official. All that stuff. All the other stuff, it's all down there. And also, don't forget to drop your comments on albums that you can't wait for. What albums are you looking forward to? Maybe I may check out those same albums that you're feeling. Tell me all that stuff down below in the comment section. All that stuff. I may be liking those albums too. I may not have mentioned them off the top of my head, or the ones I had listed, because I just had this list set up, and the ones I personally can't wait for. I may miss one or two or a couple artists that I may get into later in the year when I do reviews, or I check them out, or I talk about them, or any of that other good stuff. So with that being said, post all your albums that you can't wait for. Stuff that you hoping that the artist drops, like maybe a Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole album. So with that being said, I'm out. Peace.